tell me one part of your life of anything that has become successful or done well or something like that hasn't just come with sacrifice. All of it is. That's what you're sharing. You're allowing some of yourself. You're selling some of yourself to accumulate in different ways, and there's no way that you can do it without doing that. Like if you build a business, you're literally sacrificing your time and effort and energy, to become successful. You can't do it without doing that. You have to. So there's always sacrifice with everything you have to
do. And we're back.
Yeah, what episode is this?
23.
23.
I said that quite slurry as well, like I've been drinking. I think I'm just really tired.
It's by the sounds of it, you've had a long week.
And I don't know why I'm really tired, because you should be really tired.
I am tired. I'm not going to lie, I am tired.
That was a long pause as well.
I nearly fell asleep because I'm that tired. Obviously we were speaking before we went on to record this. Obviously, I've had a...
Oh, I thought we just sat here in silence until we actually started.
We just get out of our little cupboards. I've had a positive and a negative with the NHS with...
Yeah, you were saying.
Mental health.
Yeah.
And obviously, I want to say thank you to certain parts of the NHS that are aware of mental health and bits and pieces. And in the certain situation that I was in yesterday, it would have got a lot worse. And yeah, I would have probably had a full-on episode or whatever you want to call it.
Where were you?
So I basically was going to have a bone marrow biopsy.
Okay, wow. That's not a thing that people do on a Wednesday.
No, it's not normal. But obviously I've basically been worried about it, obviously, because it's a sign of cancers and bits and pieces. So obviously I've got I'm trying to deal with that one, as well as the mental health, as well as normal stuff that life chucks at you. So it went a bit wrong in the sense of they text me a certain time to be there, and obviously I got there, sat in the rooms with everybody else that's got cancer, so I'm going for all their treatments and stuff. And then they turn around and say to me, "Where's your COVID test?" I said, "Look, this is the text message. It doesn't say anything about COVID test. Did you want to get a letter?" I was like,
have we just gone back to 2020? What's going on?
And even that's what I was a bit confused about. I was like, what's going on here? Well, unfortunately, we're going to have to reschedule. So, no, unfortunately.
Did they say it in a nice way?
In fairness, the guy did. Yes,
okay.
He did. He said, unfortunately, we're going to have to reschedule, or you're going to have to go and buy a COVID test.
Okay.
I said, well,
you're in a hospital.
Well, that was what my argument. I looked at him like...
You're telling me you don't have one?
He said, no, we don't give them out.
Oh, my God. This is like Little Britain. Computer says no.
And I was like, okay, well, unfortunately, you didn't send it to me. So can I have a COVID test? Let me go and speak to someone. So he come back and said, unfortunately, we're going to have to reschedule. And obviously, that triggered my PTSD.
The tilted head already annoys me. I'm so
sorry. And he did that. In fairness, he wasn't rude in the sense of, like, you need to fuck off.
He was just doing preschool, wasn't it?
Well,
for his what he probably have been told, even if it's slightly maybe dated, or you could just see what's going on in front of you. It's like, let me go and speak to someone.
Yeah, and obviously I said, look, I have PTSD, it's triggering it. These are the things that you can do to help me, which is basically what my therapist said to do. These are the things, and the basics of what he said, and I don't think he quite realised what effect it would have on me. Is like, well, you need to pick one, which one you want to go with. Like anybody really wants to pick which camp,
no.
Whether it's PTSD or whether it's... Listen, so I took myself out of the situation. I could feel myself start going into a panic attack or whatever it actually... I don't know what the word was. So I did all the techniques that my therapist had taught me, like grounding, all the bits and pieces, sat on the steps of the old part of the Royal Barks. And luckily for me, one of the consultants walked past me and obviously picked up on the signs that I must be portraying and said, "Are you okay?" And I tried to put a brave face in it. Yeah, I'm
mate,
fine.
That would just make me cry straight away. I'd be like, I'd have it all together until someone says, "Are you okay?"
And he was like, just come with me. Took me to the office, and there was another woman in there, which was obviously part of the cancer start. And basically, she picked up, "Oh, hang on, this isn't quite." They helped me. They obviously realised that I was trying to ground myself and do the techniques that I'd been taught to stop myself from going into a panic attack. And it then proved to me, she's like, "One moment." Went upstairs, nice and calm, wasn't rude. Obviously, I couldn't hear what she'd said to me. Next thing, she's got a COVID test in her hand. with the gloves on. She's done all the COVID test. Then she went on to a Zoom meeting, bless her, because obviously she still had her department to look after. She's done the Zoom meetings. Come with me. So they both, fair play, they both went upstairs. They said something to reception. They were like, no, we have to reschedule. She said, 1 second. Just stepped out the back. Just take a seat there, Mr. Allen.
It's like your VIP, isn't it, when they just realise.
And I felt really stupid that the fact that I'm 41 years of age, I've got 4 kids, I've worked the doors, I've seen some violent things, all the different stuff, but I couldn't do with rejection over a biopsy and a COVID test. It just went a bit wrong. And she come back out, she said, here's your COVID test. Gave me the thing, and I was like, okay, thank you very much. Are you sure? She said, you won't have problems. Went to reception. Can you book
unless you have COVID and then you have a problem.
Went,
that would ruin it, the whole thing. You're like, why do I need one? I'm fine. And you're like, oh, I've done it. Oh, it's COVID.
And she went to reception. Basically, they said, oh, no. She was like, in the politest way, she did, you do know who I am, right? And obviously I was like, oh, she must be someone quite special, because the woman was like, yeah. She said, I've already spoken to the sister on the ward and he'll be next.
Have you ever used that? Do you know who
I am? No, I used to get it all the time on the doors. It
I
used to
bet you did.
Drive me nuts. You get like the law student that would.
Do you know who my dad is?
Oh no! This is the boundary. I've been doing law for 2 years, and you can't step across here. You can't say it. And I'm like, you still ain't coming in, mate.
You're like, I'm out.
You're still not coming in. And then, obviously, so the positive yesterday was there was a negative on mental health, that they weren't trained enough.
Yeah.
Or didn't understand what they were saying. It wasn't like he was trying to be an arsehole.
Yeah.
Obviously, his power's above. He's got a job to do, and obviously he's been told no. In his way, I'd imagine he would go, yeah, mate, here's a fucking COVID test.
Yeah,
and obviously his power's above.
I had one in my bag, one of those.
But obviously, so in the hospital, you had a positive and the negative, as in the sense of, yeah, okay, someone tipped me over the edge because of the ignorance of the people above him. And then somebody with above them who spotted the situation, corrected the situation. But I'm thankful that that person did walk past me at the right time, because I generally don't know what would have the next outcome would have been.
No,
I think my mental health would have just said, "Fuck it."
Well, maybe just in that whoever is using, I always think the word's just a game of Sims and live in a simulation. So someone's like, actually, no, we won't be that mean, and then like,
cancel that.
That's not going to go down well.
But obviously, therapy taught me. Obviously, if this was probably a year or 2 years ago,
you would smash the place up.
I would have lost. Yeah, no, I would have lost. I would generally have lost it and had the whole breakdown. But obviously, the techniques and everything I was taught, and I managed to reasonably control the situation, what was going on as I started going into this whole episode, whatever you want to call it. I don't quite understand. There's obviously a technical name for it. And obviously, somebody that was also trained to pick up the signs, that knew what the signs were, stepped in to do the last part that I couldn't get my own head to do, and helped me. So I want to thank the NHS.
There we go.
But I think the NHS need to do a bit more.
But they were only learned through those situations.
Yeah. So basically, it turned out to be a positive. I had to go through the negative a little bit, but that shows you that the world, that there is still a stigma behind mental health. Yeah. And that it's not normal yet. It's not like making a cup of tea. If you understand the principle I'm trying to say, everyone has. When you can't see somebody, and I think this is what the poor guy was stuck in the situation of, he went to his boss and said, look, this is happening. Nope, this is it. This is it. There is no, and obviously because they didn't have to deal with it. No,
I think it's always easier to say no.
It's the person at the bottom that had to deal with it, and obviously he clearly was like, I'm very sorry.
But the funny thing about, they talk about all these queues and how long it takes to get seen and all, getting an appointment and all that sort of stuff. If they just went, here's a COVID test, go. For you to rebook, you're just wasting time. You're just rejoining the queue.
And somebody else could have been in my position in the first place. Yeah. And that's the bit that I got angry, and not because I'm a mental health. I genuinely got angry as a person. Like, you're taking a fucking piss. You could have just sent me a message, even with, like, when I do my therapy and that, they say, if any signs of this, blah, 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 and they give you all that. But this department, and I think this is what the woman took a picture of the phone from, but the head nurse or whatever you want to call her, because that's basically poor management. Yeah. Lack of communication has caused a situation that's so simple to be, could you do a COVID test? Make sure you bring it with you. How simple was that been? And I would never have been in the situation, or I had to put that guy in the situation.
It
Or the
was-
NHS.
just the information just wasn't there.
Yeah.
Which is just sad. But I'm glad there was a positive and a negative and that as well.
Okay.
Kai, how are you? Apart from clearing your throat. Just, always good to do it on mic as well. It's fine. You literally leaned into the mic for the...
Yeah, I didn't mean to.
You were off mic and you could have gone, hello, yeah, so, but you literally were off mic. Yeah. It's such a weird thing. It's when people like, when you have to let go of the accelerator on a motorbike, you just can't. Let go!
What? But yes, how are you, Kai?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm not too bad, thank you. Just an average day.
How are you finding it so far working here?
It's been all right so far. I mean, I've had a few
I know where he's
moments, but
With you?
No, with the
Oh.
footage, he thought he lost it all.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
So yesterday, I thought I lost it all,
Uh-oh.
and I was just panicking for like
Yeah.
a good 2 hours. And
Where
then-
was it?
No, it was still there. It just when I played it back, it was all like it said it was corrupted. So I went online for about 2 hours. I was searching for it, and in the bottom corner of the thing I was playing it in, it said, "Oh, by the way, put it in this program, and and if it doesn't work in there, then you've lost it." So downloaded the program, got it all to work, had a massive sigh of relief, and then
Try to see some of the text messages I got from him yesterday.
I was texting Scott because I thought, right, I should probably tell him that I nearly lost the footage, but I didn't. Well, obviously not realising today that I didn't actually have to do that.
No, you didn't have
I
to
could
say
have just
anything.
I could have
You
just
could just
told
rocked
him.
up.
Nobody would have ever known.
Here's the footage.
Nobody would have ever
Okay.
known.
No one cares.
No.
You know what I mean?
And I was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, what was the text message?" Because obviously he knew I was hurting. Obviously we'd had
Yeah.
a conversation, and so he knew I was having a bit of a bad day yesterday. So he didn't want to bother me. So then he bothered me trying to tell me the messages. I was like, "Mate, what was going on yesterday?" He's like, "Nothing. It's all sorted."
Yeah, we saw it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I start the conversation with, "Don't get mad at me. I've got
Oh.
bad news," but it turns into good news.
Yeah. Well, already when you don't press the green
I
button.
realise
you know
now
what I
that
mean?
I think it's just where I was so relieved that I needed to tell someone.
Okay.
So
But it was fine.
yeah.
And that's standard mental health, up and down, all in one go. Right?
That's just a day. And also, you met Batman. And the reason why I'm doing it in the voice, because he didn't sound like Batman.
No,
He sounded like he's from up north, right?
He did. And maybe that's what Batman's voice is. Can you
That was
say I'm
really good,
Batman?
that was.
That was good. then.
That was
That's quite
more,
good.
I'd say that's more not Bane. Do it again.
Bane.
I am Batman.
It's a bit slow. Like
I was
maybe
gonna
like,
say-
am Batman.
No.
What? You just you go up to a bad guy. You just question your life's question. Am I Batman?
Hang on, I've got to get a catchphrase
Here
right.
we go. Right. Let's do one at a time. Okay. You've got one chance to do this. Okay. You're going first. Go.
I am Batman.
Okay.
That was just your normal voice.
That
I
is.
feel like that's.
Kai,
I feel
can
like
you-
you should go next.
Okay. I'm Batman.
That's better.
That is better.
I'm Batman. You know what I mean? You just
Kinda,
go on.
I'm Batman.
Oh, that's all right. He's a young Batman. I felt like that.
Yeah,
That was a
I'm,
young.
I'm Batman. You know, he's just made his homemade cape
He has.
out of his curtains.
Before he ends up being a billionaire building.
Yeah.
the
That's
whole
it.
network.
That's
He's like, I don't want people to know I'm Batman.
That's
so
clever.
I'm just going to get Alfred to make them out of curtains.
Well,
for
he
me.
never had that voice before Christian did it. He never had the. I don't think Michael Keaton changed his voice between him being Bruce Wayne and Batman.
No.
It's only Christian that changed it. That must have hurt his throat so much.
Yeah.
I'm Batman.
Yeah.
I am the law. I am the law.
Isn't that Judge Jewel?
I have no idea.
Judge Jewel?
Judge Jules.
Really?
No, that's
Ah,
DJ.
Judge Dredd.
Judge Dredd.
Yeah,
Oh,
that is.
okay.
He's in new Marvel stuff. He's in the new Guardians.
Is he?
Yeah, sorry, I'm giving away the
Oh,
clip.
is he who you
I
were
went to
telling me
watch
earlier?
Yeah.
Love and Thunder last night.
Oh, what do you think?
Please don't spoil it. Please don't spoil it.
Yeah, no spoilers.
Mate, spoil it.
Leave it.
It's
Don't
no
say,
point. Don't save your money, mate.
don't say any more.
Don't
Have
say
you not
anymore.
watched it either?
I've seen it, yeah. I don't
haven't.
like ruining stuff for other people. My like idea of films. I'm
That was just a
such-
money maker.
I'm such a. I love film, but I also like when films are not exactly what I want it to be. So when I do watch a film that is,
Yeah,
I'm like, wow.
I agree with that.
To me, they ruined Thor.
Have you seen all of them?
Yeah.
Oh.
I prefer him funnier though. I feel like
No, mate, that weren't funny.
no,
that
but
was
it's the same director. So I in my head I can imagine it's going to be not maybe the best humour, but
They
it's going to be better than the first two, but maybe not as good as the last one.
I don't know if any of the Thors have been great. Like other films have been better.
I feel like
I think Sesame Street was better.
Wow.
That's
Which one? Joking.
Series 12, episode 1.
That's one of my favourites. That's when Elmo dies. It's just Elmo. Spoiler alert.
Elmo's dead.
I think Elmo was. If you look into it, there was some like creepy stuff that the person who plays Elmo has done, and I think so. Allegedly.
What with his hand up his ass?
That's what you spend most of your time with your hand up a puppet's bum.
Now that's a different kind of kink, right?
That's a Thursday night. Oh.
So hang on, you've been obviously busy because we've had to move it from Wednesday, like I was.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to then, mate?
I was speaking to Kai before. I had these social media guys come and stay with me on Monday, Tuesday, Rach and Stay, and they are sort of, I don't know, they're YouTubers, TikTokers kind of things, and I'd worked for them ages ago on a podcast that I had during COVID in 2020, and they had come over. So one is from Dubai, and the other one's from Italy and Tuscany. And they came and stayed with me, and we did a 4-hour interview.
About
me.
There's not enough to talk about for 4 hours, but
mate, we haven't even touched the surface. If you look back and stuff, my thing is just opinions. That you haven't really asked me like deep-seated questions about everything that happened. And
go on, and what did they ask you?
They spoke a lot about the show. They spoke about a lot about
what X Factor they talked about. Yeah.
And then they spoke a lot about the after effects and how you felt and what you did afterwards, and just looking back on people's opinions of you, you know what I mean? And
okay, on that, because I've always wanted to ask you this question. Obviously, we've touched base on certain subjects with that.
Okay.
Would you do it again?
Yeah.
Knowing what you know now,
yeah.
Would you do it again?
Yeah.
Even though certain things that we've spoken about?
I would. Do I go back to that time, or is it I'm doing it in 2022?
No, actually, like, knowing what you know now.
Yeah.
If you could go back to that person that was about to go on for the first part of X Factor and Dead Species, would you tell him to do it or not do it?
No, I'd say do it. I'd also say buy loads of Bitcoin. It's really cheap right now. It's 2009. Actually, buy property as well, because 2008, obviously, everything collapsed.
So you would still do it, even though certain things happened?
Yeah, because tell me one part of your life of anything that has become successful or done well or something like that hasn't just come with sacrifice. All of it is. That's what you're sharing. You're allowing some of yourself. You're selling some of yourself to accumulate in different ways, and there's no way that you can do it without doing that. Like if you build a business, you're literally sacrificing your time and effort and energy, to become successful. You can't do it without doing that. Mm-hmm. You have to. So there's always sacrifice of everything you have to do. I think the only thing I would have just done is I would have kept out of other people's business. I felt like I was defending people and looking. I was like, "Oh, don't say that. Oh, don't what? Shh, be quiet." You know what I mean? Like I would just been like this, and just not give a crap and not cared. And then I would have smiled more. I don't think I smiled enough. I don't think I smiled enough. Yeah, I don't think I smiled enough. I think I look like not grumpy. I don't know.
But you must have had, are they like coaches? Are they that kind of stuff?
No. No. There's no help.
No help?
No.
So would you, obviously, if you could go back to speak to Simon Cowell now, would you give him some advice of what?
I have already. I've spoken to him about it, and I've said, if you're going to do the show or you do any other shows, I think you should bring back people to, if they're staying in a house or hotel or whatever, or come in on the Friday when the rehearsal is happening and talk to the cast. And I don't want anyone who's going to talk to the cast and be really negative. I want someone who's going to be like, hey, do you know what? These things happen, and I can understand what's going on with you, and there's some tough stuff that's going on. But it all disappears. And all that sort of stuff. And you just have to build stuff. Like, life is up and down, and this is what's happening right now. Don't take it too much to heart, and don't become a problem because of the situation that is around you. If someone says or does something to you and you have an outburst, you then are the problem. The thing they did is not as big as what you just did. So you need to step back a little bit. Just don't be as like emotional about it.
Yeah, because I even had one of them experiences this week as well.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously,
What do you say to Simon Cowell?
No, not Simon Cowell, but as in people emotional and yeah. So basically, it was my fault. I didn't see that she had the indicator on because obviously the sun was on the front of her car.
Right.
We didn't crash. We stopped about a good 6 foot away from each other.
Okay. And it wasn't intentional.
And it wasn't intentional.
No.
So I'm waiting for her to continue. So she stopped in front of me. So I've waited.
Mm-hmm.
She's wound down the window, effing and blind down the window.
Of course.
So I've leant out of my window going, the fuck is your problem? I've
Wait,
put my hand up like apologise.
Can I pause?
Yeah.
If I went pause, would it have been better for you to just go, are you okay?
Yeah.
Because the problem is, once you start that, everyone just defends themselves. Everyone's mama and daddy bear. Like, they're like, and like, if you just stepped out and we had a situation that I was out walking with a dog locally and my friend's dog decided to just chase after a bike, which scared the person and it fell off, right? And they were super annoyed. And they're like, I told you to not let the dog. And then he literally just went, but accidents happen and it wasn't on purpose and the dog's fine and I'm fine. Okay. And then got back on his bike and it was good. You know what I mean? Like he allowed himself to, and then he was like, oh, actually, this is going to get us nowhere.
Yeah. So basically.
Yeah, you didn't do that.
No, well, so I leant out the window going, look, I put my hands up. So look,
Yeah.
Can you move? Because you're holding up the traffic. Just, look, we haven't had an accident. It's cool. She ran down the window and went, get out of your van and fucking apologise.
Wow.
And obviously I was like, right, okay.
In my mind, someone's just not having enough sex. Like, if
we're having a Karen here. We've got a Karen. We haven't had a crash. She's over-exaggerating it. I've apologized. Get out of your van and apologise.
Does she know how big you are?
And I went, oh.
Maybe that was like the first time like you found like your new girlfriend. Like,
well, I was like, okay.
And then we slept together.
And then, so then the guy behind her got out and went, what the fuck are you doing? Move the car. I'm not going anywhere to apologise. So I was like, I am very sorry. And this is a bit where I should have just said, I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
Your Highness.
Oh.
And then that triggered her off again.
You may as well just... What you're not doing is de-escalating the situation.
But I shouldn't. I've already apologised. You want me to get out of the van and what worse?
You're still not... Because where's it going?
A piss.
But where's it going? It's going nowhere. You could have just carried on.
And do you know what? In that split second,
yeah,
I wondered if she was having a bad day.
Probably.
And her mental health and all the rest of it. So I got out, I walked up to the window and I said, I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to. Bit my tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you have a good day.
Okay.
Got back in my van. She went, that's all you fucking needed to do. Still bit my tongue. Go back to the van. Got in the van. The guy behind is going, fucking hell. And I'm like, yeah. But if I carried it on, we'd all still sat here. She's not having a good day. Clearly, a guy in a black van nearly obviously knocked her off the road.
Yeah.
Obviously, she's
and
having a bad day.
that's just shock, isn't it? That's not even,
and I get it.
Reaction.
But everyone's tolerance is getting, obviously, since COVID and mental health, and it's got smaller. So the window say it was this big.
People just don't know. People are not learning how to take this stuff down. Sorry, I'm tired.
Did nobody give him a coffee before?
No, but people just don't know how to just calm the situation down. That's the
but
problem.
the old me, even without mental health, would have been, "Oi, you fucking idiot!
Oh, me
move
too,
your fucking
mate. Me too.
car."
I'm the same. And we'll get onto hot topics in 2 seconds. But like, I was at the theatre the other day. Did I tell you the story? I was at the theatre the other day watching my friend, and there was a guy behind me who had the worst laugh I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, and laughed at every single joke that wasn't funny in the show, and then commented afterwards, like, "Ruby shoes." Caroline line. I was like, but it was like like that, like behind my head, and I'm like, yeah. And in my mind, I just want to be like, "Will you stop laughing?" Obviously, can't do that. It's weird. Then I'm weird. I can't tell.
Why are
people
you
I'm
laughing? You're not allowed to laugh.
Yeah. So what I did is I just moved to another place, and my family were like, "Where are you going?" I was like, I just wasn't comfortable there, so I just have to move down here if that's okay. And just sat by myself.
Oh, Billy No Mates.
Billy No Mates. It is that time again. Let's press that button.
Hot Topics.
That was clever. You slid it up just in time, didn't you? You had that.
Yeah, I realised as I hit the button, it was.
Yeah, like it's not Hot Topics. There you go. Live.
Thought you would have done the funky one though.
Oh.
Hot Topics.
that one, you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
So our first sorry, I keep needing to clear my throat today.
On mic.
I know. I turned my head that time. I did turn my
We
head.
did not have this problems with Callan.
No, Callan did cough on mic a lot as well.
Did he?
Yeah. You were the banger of the table. You were always like... So the main thing about my story I want to tell you...
But I mean, Callan didn't meet Batman. I met Batman.
That's true. Also, all I ever do
He
is
could
touch
be
the
Batman.
microphone. I'm always doing this. So yeah. Yeah, no, really. So if you watch back of videos, all I'm doing is readjusting my microphone. It annoys the crap out of me.
And where do you watch it?
Huh?
Where do you watch the podcast?
On the toilet. Yeah. Come on then, guys.
Yeah, so hot topic number 1 is the Ukraine have just announced, or Eurovision have just announced, that the Ukraine will not be able to host the next Eurovision. I'm not sure if it's next year or if it's every 4 years like the World Cup. But
No, it's next year. It's once a year.
is it once a year?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is
Well, they
once
won't
a
be
year.
able to host it, unfortunately, due to the circumstances going on over there.
Which is
So
sad.
I believe it's because we are the runners-up. We have agreed to host
Wait,
it.
can we just say that again? Because we were the runners-up. Woo woo! Second. We were second on Eurovision. That's crazy. Don't look at me like that. It's crazy. That's good. Anyway, yeah.
But yeah, so because we were the runners-up, we will now be hosting the Eurovisions. We are...
Imagine Russia were the runners-up. What would they done?
Sorry, that's quite funny.
They're like,
We win Eurovision. This is what the whole war was about. Just to get Eurovision.
damn it.
Yeah. Whoops.
But yeah, no. So apparently at the moment, I'm not sure if they have announced it yet, but we are currently in the process of looking for a city to host Eurovision over here. And we've said that we won't be doing up all the stage and everything with like British theme. It will all be Ukrainian theme because they, at the end of the day, they did win. So they deserve to have their input in it. We're just hosting it for them.
Yep, I agree with it.
Yeah.
In
There
the
you go.
sense of, I'm trying to see how it would work because the main people, without being rude, the main Ukrainian people are actually fighting, so they're not really going to get their say as such. It's going to be Ukrainians here trying to say what the actual people want in the country. And I don't, without being rude, I don't think they really care about Eurovision right now.
I guarantee they care they won.
Oh, yeah.
I think they care
But
within
do you actually think they are, do you know what?
I
Let's
think-
stop the war to have a Eurovision.
Wait. At the same time, it did happen in World War II, because on Christmas Day, didn't they just stop the fight and they played a game of football, England and Germany.
They did.
Yeah, and that's because he didn't have someone like Putin.
Sure.
Oh, well, they had Hitler.
Yeah, well, I don't think
It's
Hitler
not like
was
he
on
could
the-
get to the front line where
Yeah,
obviously
exactly.
Putin
I don't
would
think
have
Hitler
a
was
shot.
on the front line being like, oh, you tell you what, right, here's what we'll do. I'll play right back, the rest of you go up front, and then we'll play a game, and then we'll go back to fighting tomorrow. It's like...
I thought it was in the First World War anyway,
Actually, no, yeah, I think it was.
Was it the first one?
because it was in the trenches.
It was, it was in the trenches, and there was like a thing a couple years...
While we're talking, can you Google it up and see what
I
it was?
will, 'cause
Do you
I
know
don't-
that the First World War was never called the First World War?
What was it called?
Just the war. Because they didn't really have to be a second one for it to be the first.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would know. Yeah, this is the first one. We'll see you in a couple of years for the second one. But
Yeah.
no, I think obviously for the Eurovision side of it all, it's sad that Ukraine can't host it. Obviously, they won.
Yeah.
I think they've got a long way to go to.
It was December 25th, 1914.
Oh, so it was the
World
first, yeah?
War.
Wow.
Yes, they definitely didn't have Hitler or Putin to worry about.
No, Hitler was a baby. Then.
So they kind of made their own decision.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I think they still had their own dictators to make that war happen. I didn't know what the first one was about. Well, totally off topics.
I did do it for history. I believe someone got assassinated and and a country got blamed. It wasn't their fault. And then obviously everyone just started kicking off. Like we're talking like I did history back in year 11.
Which is only 3 years ago, so I don't know what you're talking about.
No, 4 years ago. No?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Someone's
say,
being
yeah, 4
rather
years ago.
sassy today, aren't they?
Yeah, 4 years ago, but yeah.
Was it really 4 years ago? Are you taking the piss?
No, yeah, I left in 2018.
My God.
Yeah, because I did college for 2 years, 2020 and
Yeah, that does make
2022
you
now.
old, mate.
You're 1 year older than me.
Right, but I look younger.
Okay. Just by the way, I'm too comfortable today. Just came in my gym clothes and I've already taken my shoes off. That's like, look how grubby my socks are. That's disgusting. It's fine.
We can definitely tell we've done. If you go from if you go to this episode to the first one and put them next to each other, you'll be like, what? How the hell did you end up where you were? But obviously, life.
Too comfortable.
Ukraine.
Ukraine. Yeah.
Ukraine. Obviously, they should be hosting it.
Yep.
In an ideal world, I think eventually, if this war ever goes in the right direction, we all hope it does.
What, it stops?
Stops, and obviously Russia just stops being an absolute bellend.
Wait. I don't know if you can blame a country.
Yeah,
I
can't blame a country.
I think it's a dictation of...
No.
I don't think it's Russian people.
Yep.
What?
The Russian people can make the war stop.
No, they can't. They
Of course they can.
They
all come out in one go right now. It doesn't matter how big your army is. If the whole country said no...
They don't know.
What do you mean they don't know?
They don't know. It's
Of course they
propaganda.
know.
No, they don't. Honestly,
There is a massive thing about propaganda.
It's proper.
over there.
They have no idea. They're not showing the same stuff as we are.
Yeah,
You're
'cause
telling me they can't... The Russians that can hack most people in the world...
No, you're only talking about
Can't see on TikTok to show the stuff around.
No, you're only seeing a percentage, and also everyone's talking English and all different languages that they don't speak in. They might just speak Russian. So if they're not being spoken in Russian,
So what are you trying to tell me? That the Russians think that they've not gone to war?
No, I don't think that.
No,
I think they think they're in the right for going to war.
the Ukraine are gangsters and Nazis in
Yeah, 'cause
themselves.
do you not remember, like a couple months ago? I can't remember it off the top of my head, but there was that that global hacking group. I forget their name. Like Syndicate, I think their name.
Yeah, there's
was, or
something like
that.
Yeah.
They threatened Putin to be like, right, you're not showing your people this, that, the other. We will expose you. It was something along those lines.
So the people don't know. The
And
people
then,
don't
and
know.
then soon
Scott.
after that, they started everyone started pulling everything out of Russia.
So this is never really going to get any better in the sense of, even if the war ended,
it's not,
the Russians think they were right.
It's not about the country. It's about dictation, and like we have it in the whole of history. How we're taught history, how we're taught about Christopher Columbus and all that stuff. All that stuff is fucking bollocks.
Yep.
He was a fucking dictator who raped and pillaged and killed everyone.
Yeah, and it wasn't him that found it first. The United
of course
States
not.
anyway. It was the Vikings.
Okay, well, yeah, but
600 years beforehand.
yeah, exactly. But everything is always propaganda to try and make the best of it. So you're not going to get a rebellion. That's all it is. Everyone is patriotic to their own country. No matter if their country's not doing great stuff. To be honest, the worst countries in the world are literally England. In history, the worst.
Yeah.
That's why most people in the world talk English, because we killed everyone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, when you go to Brazil, you're like, oh my God, they speak Portuguese. Yeah, because the Portuguese, when they then killed them all. Now, not just physically, but sometimes just because they had
That's why certain parts of Africa speak French, right?
They did it in Vietnam and in Canada and stuff like that. Yeah, of course.
When do you reckon the world will actually learn?
Mate, I don't think you cannot get over people's arguments just in your actual life, let alone when you make it into bigger. You know what I mean? You can't fix stuff in your life right now. How do you reckon you're going to fix the world?
So do you reckon the Russians are going to enter the Eurovision?
Yeah, probably.
No, they'll probably get banned from it again. They were banned from the last one, I believe.
But I don't know how that makes anything better, to be honest. I don't think how we're working these things through by just banning people all the time. I think it's just weird.
Yeah, I get that.
Because how are you gonna have the rebellion people come through and be like, actually, we've been supported by people, and like they didn't just think it was all of us. I think us having this version of Russia is as racist as people thinking about any other.
If you think about how you grew up, right, you always saw Russia as the bad guy, right?
Which is so weird.
In every movie, if you look at any American movie,
no, but British people have depicted bad in other movies as well. If there's an American movie and there's a British guy, like he did it, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Obviously, you get this real posh. Plus, you get an American guy, and then you get this real posh English guy.
Like
how fucking England is. What are you talking about?
like Alan Rickman in Die Hard, you know what I mean? Like he was like depicted as like a really bad guy. He was like this posh, English talking guy. Anyway, that's cool. I'm glad that we're going to be hosting it for Ukraine, and we'll do a good thing for them. So it's fine. Let's go on to something a little bit less crazy. Oh no, wait a minute, not.
Go on then. So what's the next?
So the next hot topic is earlier this week, or it might have been over the weekend, it was announced that monkeypox, the disease that's been spreading a lot recently.
Do you reckon they're going to change the name of that?
I don't think so.
They're not.
But I'll lead on to what I'm going to say next. They announced it as a global health warning, and obviously the last one they announced, the last global health warning they announced was COVID.
Yeah, but
And
people actually were dying.
Yes.
Can you die of
there are a few cases of people dying, but
But
it
people
was
die
said on the
every day.
news the other morning, and I was watching this with my family, that everyone so far getting vaccinated for monkeypox is like the gay and bisexual male community.
Literally, it's any man having sex is pretty much. They want to say in the sense that it will be bisexuals and gay men that are getting monkeypox, which is true.
What?
That's
Are
the
you
truth.
serious?
Yeah, it's the truth.
Yeah,
Because
it was on the news the other morning.
they've been saying that the whole time.
Why?
Because that's how it's transmitted. Mainly through sex.
But
It can be
so
transmitted through skin-to-skin contact.
people don't have sex.
No, men. No. It's nothing to do with. No. It's nothing to do with straight people. It's to do with men. Make it like it can give it to people quicker than than.
Right, that makes
Females.
a bit. I was about to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
What?
So that's why they. But the reason why they say when it comes to gay men and bisexual men is because they will have more sex. I actually literally said this to my friend the other day, and I'm not going to name them or anything like that, but they're gay. They have had quite a few sexual partners in their life, and I said to them like, "How many people do you reckon you would have slept with if you were straight?" He was like, "I don't know, 7." Right, and it's such a funny thing because if you could get away with having as much, no.
So you're
If you
saying
can
gay
get-
people get more sex than straight people?
100%. 100%. Right. Let's put it this way: a woman can get sex any fucking time they want. Right,
Right.
anytime, right?
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Anytime, right? And another man with another man can have sex whenever they want. The reason why strip bars and stuff exist and prostitution exists is because straight people have to pay for it. But you know what I mean? Like, in the sense, you might be like, oh, yeah, I've got loads of girls. Like, not compared to any gay man you haven't. No way.
Hang on, that's unfair, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it is unfair, but it's also right, and you could literally test it now because if you have you might
What's
have
your
been on
body
Tinder
count?
before. Let's not get into that one. But yeah, have you ever? Obviously, I'm not sure if you two have, but have you ever been on Tinder before?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, if you were to spend 5 minutes on Tinder, you might be lucky to get one match. If you're a girl, you spend 5 minutes on Tinder, half the town or half the vicinity of what you are. So if you say, right, everyone within a 100-mile radius, half the people in that 100-mile radius is probably swipe right on you. And then she can obviously just pick and choose, and she's pretty much guaranteed a like.
And I would say
know
same
it's true.
if you're gay.
Yeah.
I will
And
get
know
50
it's
likes
true,
a day.
because I've got two
Really?
mates
Yeah.
who tried it. I've sat in a room. We did it as a thing like a few months ago. I sat in a room. My mate, he's obviously gay, and my mate, she was on it, and I was on it. I thought, right, let's settle a bet. How many of us can get matches in a certain amount of time? Whoever gets the most matches,
She
the losers
smashed
have to do shots.
She smashed
she
it.
win?
I lost. She won. He came second.
Yeah.
I got one in about an hour. She got over 400 and something
Yeah.
in an hour, and he got like 170
Yeah,
in an
100%.
hour. And I got one.
Yeah,
So that means your body count must be beating mine and his body count.
yeah, 100%.
We can cut if we cut this part. What is your body count?
No, well, it's quite a funny thing, like talking about body count, because I guess you would. What do you claim as sex? Actual full-on fourth-based sex is body count. Yeah,
Yeah,
no kissing, no.
no, because that's getting with
Oh
someone.
God, no.
Head
No,
or anything like
full
that.
on.
Stuff like
Full on, yeah.
yeah,
Full on, yeah.
penetration.
Yeah.
So how do them women who are lesbian do their body count? See, this is a funny thing. Someone said that to me. I was like,
It's different for women though. I'd say. I feel like in that case, it's anything you do something sexual with it. Kissing someone.
oh, no one can do the body count of that. Like,
Yeah, kissing someone with a
I'd
body.
be
body
like,
count, that'd be, mate. that's yeah.
how many people do you reckon you've kissed?
Oh God.
Just if you just had
What,
to
as
put
a
a number on it.
doorman, when you're seeing people
If you
like...
have to put a number on it, how many people have you kissed?
being a doorman from the age of 16 to 38, thousands,
Yeah.
tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands of people you kissed.
Yeah,
Wow.
because obviously being a doorman, isn't it? You obviously, if you want to get what we don't say, you get your regulars. How are you? All that kind of stuff.
You say doorman, but I was on the TV.
Oh, he's got a point. So if he, oh god.
No, you definitely have kissed more people. If like you sound like ground zero. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, if there was a pandemic, it starts with you. I feel. This is the up and down of mental health on this podcast. So many things to talk
I'm having a
about.
shit day today. I'm having a funny day.
There we go. That's what it's about. That's what it's about.
I've got a question now that you've said that.
Go on.
Have you, this has nothing to do with our hot topic, but have you ever had someone come up to you and be like, oh my God, I recognise you from X Factor?
Oh, of course he
obviously,"
has.
and then proceeded to,
Sleep with them?
yeah.
No.
Bullshit.
No.
You've never slept with a groupie? Is that the right word?
No. Like you can match on like Tinder and stuff like that. But I also
What,
have,
you think they're matching just purely because...
some of them don't know. Some of them didn't watch TV. And all you had to do is miss that TV in one year,
Right.
right?
True.
And not watch it in 2009, right? All you had to do is do that, and then you don't watch adverts. You have no clue. You have no clue who I am.
Okay, yeah. Well, to be fair, I didn't know who you were.
Exactly.
When I first met
You
you.
know
But
what I mean?
I'm 20.
You're right, hang on, this is where I was just about to hit on this subject. Why don't you recognise him?
Well, 2009,
Well, he was
I
like
would have been...
4 or something like that.
You're
right?
right.
No, I wouldn't have been 4. I was 4 in 2006.
So okay, well there we go. So
So-
That's
7.
my question. For
7.
the people that don't know who you are, what age are they?
No, honestly, like, they're just some people just some people are like, oh, I know you from that stuff, but like, I don't know, I would completely lost the trail of thought. But obviously, we're talking about this monkeypox situation. It won't be a pandemic because they didn't close down the fucking world when everyone was dying of AIDS. So why would they do it with this? No one's dying of this.
Right, so obviously I've heard of it. What actually is it?
I believe it's like a very severe... It looks like a very severe version of chickenpox, like a extremely severe...
Like shingles
You
and
get
some
like...
sort of
Yeah,
almost,
like shingles.
yeah.
You get blisters and boils all over your hand and it's
Let's
scabs
Google it.
and
No,
scratches.
that's not Google it.
I mean, I can Google it.
No, I don't want to see any
No,
imagery.
you won't have to see it, but I can... There might be like a definition of what it is.
Yeah,
on
maybe.
there.
It's fine.
So what? I think it won't ever be as bad as COVID.
I don't think.
I think
yeah.
we have to have learnt a lot from COVID, right?
I think we've learned nothing.
Do you not reckon?
Nah. Oh, I think people learn how to make really loads of money.
Oh, mate, there's millionaires coming up.
They're hoping that something comes along like, oh, I'll get
Let's
my hand
start
sanitizer
monkeypox.
stuff in, yeah.
Well, all I can...
Nah, it'll
I
be fine.
don't even know what to say to that. to
It'll be
fair,
fine.
to be fair.
It'll be fine.
It
Everyone
happens,
just
it
start
happens.
having sex. There you go.
Start or stop?
Start. No, it's definitely stop. Don't touch anyone.
So, okay, say it did cause a lockdown. How would you deal with it?
How would I deal with it? Start up my own podcast again and start getting everyone be free to do it. No, I'm joking. I don't know. I have no idea.
Do you reckon you're more prepared this time? Mentally, I mean.
Oh yeah, I don't. My job didn't stop, so I was lucky.
So was that? I see what you mean. Yeah, of course you can't, because obviously it's still going next week, isn't it, or month? Or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, so we just did it remotely. We just we just got you on Zoom and be like, oh, you won like 60 grand.
Well done.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So you didn't. So would you say it massively changed your life at all?
Well,
Affected your
COVID.
life, yeah, affected your life.
No, I saw stuff in people that I didn't like.
That's a positive because you now know that they're not what you thought they were.
Complicated.
So it massively changed my life.
Yeah.
Huge. Well, my mental health is 100% affected because obviously the gyms were closed.
Yeah. See,
So
I didn't have any of that stuff because I was just into running, so I just ran.
Yeah. See, I couldn't.
Yeah.
Without being rude, at the time I was weighing in at 17 stone,
Yeah.
so trying to run with a.
So I ran, had a dog whose health did decline, but she lasted until the end of COVID, until things went back to normal for the second and third time. But yeah, I was fine. There was just, I think it was so funny because I lived by myself and everyone was with their families over there, whatever. And everyone's like, oh my God, are you going to be okay? Are you going to be okay? And then halfway through COVID, I'm like, I would do anything to change positions with you. My whole family and I just want to kill them all. I don't want to look at any of them in the eye anymore. God. Like, and it's so funny because I'm like, I just played FIFA for 7 hours. So, and I had no one going, you've been playing for too long. No, nothing.
And I'm going to eat this. And yes, I am going to sit naked on my own sofa.
Oh my God. Naked time. Yes.
I bet you did that playing FIFA, didn't you?
No, I'm in my pants. I don't want to sit on my sofa naked. That's weird.
That is weird.
Thank you. Okay. It is weird. Other people sit on my sofa.
Because imagine if it's a really hot day and you have a white sofa.
It's one pass.
And you haven't wiped properly. You know what I mean? It's not great. Come on. You weren't having showers every day that time. Come on. You know, it's not going to be great. It's not going to be great. Anyway, words of wisdom.
Yes.
Little topics. Where are we going? We should definitely do it.
Don't sit on a sofa naked.
There you go. You're telling yourself that, yeah? Because me and Kai were like, yeah, we don't do it.
Yeah, we don't do that.
We don't do it. Yeah, words of wisdom. Who's going first?
Well, I started first last week, so I think one of you two should.
That means his isn't as good or really good and just going to blow us out the water. He's quickly Googling right now of what he can say.
No, I had it. I've just got to remember it.
Yeah, okay, cool. That's
my one is, obviously, after the experience I had yesterday, is even though you're in a negative, there is always eventually a positive.
That's true. I like that.
That's the only thing I could take from this week, really.
I'm just scrolling through mine. So I'm going to say... Kai, do you have anything before I can't find it?
I do. Clear my throat.
Yeah, he cleared it away from the mic.
Monkeypox over there. We're all going to come down a bit. It's fine.
All right. So, no matter how devastated you may be of yourself, your own weakness, or of your feeling of uselessness, set your heart ablaze, grit your teeth, and look straight ahead.
Keep on going. Just keep on going. You can do this. You can do this.
Has Callum been giving you little hints on
I think so.
No, I've just been ripping these off of animes I watch. So
that's not a bad one. I'll give you that. It's quite a good one. So come on then, let's see what you're going to finish with.
I've got, you can only fight this if we do it all together. You cannot do it when we're divided. So we can only do stuff when we do it together. You cannot do it when you're divided. So I think one of the things that is happening right now is that we're infighting so much that if we just focus on the stuff together, on the things that we do agree on, then we can start out the stuff that we kind of are on our edges and on our kind of like...
I think that personally, vision. If you can find one thing you agree on,
yeah,
there may be 10 things you don't.
Yes.
Right? But if you only ever concentrate on the one thing you did, I think the other ones would solve itself.
Yeah, and you'll be like, actually, I'll give you that, and I understand that, and I'll get educated on this, and blah, blah, blah. But if you go, but actually, we like each other on that. Like, I will see, I don't play politics at all, but I will see on social media and on dating websites that if you vote for a certain party, that they don't want to know who you are. So, which I find is dictation, dictation, me writing down, dictating, someone else's stuff, and like I'm never a fan of just hanging around people who think the same as me. I really don't. I want everyone to feel a little bit different to me because that's how I educate myself. That's how I get to that place. But everyone right now is literally wanking in their own echo chamber, and it's driving me insane. It drives me insane. I was like, stop just being self-indulgent in your own room of like fun. Like sometimes hang around people who don't think the same as you. You will learn so much. I've always said try and find something in someone you don't like that you like. I think it's really important.
That's quite not a bad one to end it. So this is episode 23.
Is it 23 or 24?
It's 23.
Oh wow, I'm already skipped ahead. Scott, hopefully you're okay for next week.
I will be here.
Yeah.
I can't remember the saying. It just popped to my head.
And you might have a nice guest as well. So
hopefully next week, yes, we'll have the guest that was supposed to be on today.
A bit on my shoes.
Obviously, life and bits and pieces is hard for certain people. Obviously, you're working, trying to juggle everything. Obviously, there's a positive to this. You don't get paid to come and do the podcasts.
No.
Except for Daniel, obviously, we pay him.
Well, I'm going to say none, but it's fine. I do this for the love.
I get the big bottle of water. He gets the little one. But anyway, no, we don't do it for love, guys. Obviously, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please like and share, because the more we get the word out there, the more people it becomes normal. Because I've proven yesterday.
I still think we're going to get to 100 by September.
Well, between the 2 YouTube channels that these are the platforms
We are on 100.
No, way over.
Oh, there you go.
But obviously, I want each platform to be on 100.
Yeah, of course. And then 1,000.
And 1,000 and keep growing.
And then
'Cause
2,000,
the more we get
4,000,
the word out
8,000.
there,
Yeah.
the more it becomes normal. Because, yes, like we said, obviously there's a lot of people jumping on the mental health bandwagon, all the rest of it, which is making it obviously certain situations like yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
If you're constantly, my mental health, I get it. But obviously it needs to be normal enough that when somebody says, look, I'm having a problem.
How come we haven't thought of a shorthand of mental health? Why is it still why isn't it just like MH?
Do you know what? I think because,
We have to say it.
yeah, we have to say,
We have
I'm
to say
MH.
it.
I'm MH.
I'm MH.
What? You want B&H?
MH, yeah.
B&H gold, mate. Yeah, that's 15 quid.
It's very
No, my MH. My MH is gold.
My
member.
MH.
But yeah, that's why I think it's not, everybody knows, nobody wants anything to happen to somebody with mental health, but obviously life in your own mental health can mean that you're not tolerating somebody else's mental
Do you reckon
health.
there's anyone, we need to go now, but do you reckon there's anyone who doesn't have mental health problems?
No.
No.
Somebody who says they don't, I'm great, I'm this, I'm that.
I mean, I can think of one person,
Who?
Andrew Tate.
Oh,
He probably says.
No.
He probably says.
No, he definitely does.
Oh, yeah, no, he probably does, but he definitely says that he doesn't.
Yeah, if you don't know who
this
Andrew
the guy-
Tate is,
This
fucking
is
go
the
and check
guy.
it out. This is the guy that everyone's
This is
talking
the
about.
guy.
He's on everyone's algorithm, and I don't know how he's done it.
He took over TikTok. I'll tell you about it after this because it's like a whole 10-minute thing.
We'll talk about it next time.
And goodbye, people.
But I've already got the bag ready. Bye.
Bye.